Welcome to episode 92 of the Current Backloggers. The date is February 5th. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Ryan M. I don't know
Co-guest host.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Let's start over.
Oh, we're both sorry?
No, you're sorry. We're going to start over. No, I'm just joking. We can keep going.
Okay.
One take.
That's right, buddy. It's been quite a while since you've been on here.
Yes, it has.
How's it feel?
It feels more painful than I remember. Cody's right. This studio could use an upgrade on the seating.
Or we could use upgrade on men, because I'm on nothing but wood,
Well,
and I'm good to go.
some of us aren't robots.
And I got a herniated disc. I'm just here playing it out, you know?
Yep.
So, it's been quite a while since you've been on.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Where do we start usually?
Well, we start with what we've been up to. So,
What we've been up to. I feel like you always go second.
yeah, so go.
So
What have you been up to?
You should go first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, before I get into what I've been up to,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share the most important news of the week.
Ooh.
Taylor Swift showed up to the Grammys last night, looking sexy as ever,
Yeah.
and won Album of the Year for the 4th time, something no artist has ever done. And then
Mm-hmm.
announced the next album, The Tortured Poets Department.
Tortured Poets Department.
Yep.
That's quite the album name.
It is.
What does that even mean?
I guess we're going to figure out April. Should put this in here, huh?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on doing this part.
Oh.
New album. But hey, I remembered April. I know I saw it once.
Yeah. Sometime April. You can look it up.
April 19th.
Oh.
We got it.
It'd be funny if it was April 1st and it was like a April Fool's album.
That wouldn't be funny. So, sorry, go ahead.
The title kind of implies it's like a joke. But
I don't think so.
okay.
Are you excited? And are you proud of her?
No. And no.
You're at least excited for a new album, though, right?
No. I don't
Okay.
think I even know what her last album was.
You don't mean that. But I haven't been up to a whole lot. Been working like normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then went to a Monsters game with a few douchebags.
Who's that?
Oh, you were one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And our friend Dave and Trev Dog, friend of the show.
Mhm.
And went up to Monsters game, minor league team for the Blue Jackets. Went up to Cleveland and spent the day there.
It was quite the blowout.
It was, yeah, a rarity for Cleveland teams to win, but they won
Yeah.
9-0.
Yeah.
Set the record for largest margin victory for them,
Mm-hmm.
and tied the franchise record for most goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they did it after coming off a 0-5 loss, which I think is even more impressive.
Yeah, if we went one day earlier, it would have been a whole different story for us, huh?
Yeah. I feel like that's a record in its own.
Yeah,
Biggest swing back.
it's definitely, I'd imagine it has to be.
Yeah.
But that's all I've been up to actually this week,
That's it?
aside from stuff that might come up later. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what have you been up to? Because it's been a few months.
pretty much just nothing. No, I'm just joking. Lots of work, overtime. Monsters game. Been doing planning on our new big trip coming up. The Big Apple.
That's right. I had that on things we forgot from last week. Me and Cody
Ah.
didn't talk about it.
Really?
And we're going to see, you're not, but Sacred Symbols,
No.
the podcast we mention on here all the time, is having their 300th episode in New York City.
Yeah. It's sort of a conflict if I went to that since I'm part of this. It'd just be weird.
You think so? I don't think so, since me and him are going.
Well,
But yeah, we're all going to explore New York. But you
Yeah.
can continue. I just thought I'd add
Yeah.
there.
no, yeah, that was. I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch or listen to last week's episode. So I didn't get around to it.
It's okay.
I'm a couple episodes, one episode behind. So you can just make up stuff and I'll believe it. I'll go along with it. Nobody
Okay.
will know.
That works.
But yeah, I haven't really been doing all that much. My brother is moving this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So got to deal with that coming up here.
Gotta deal.
Well, I just feel like everybody asks me to help him move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like just the moving guy. So plus I have access to a truck at work. So everybody's like, "Oh, hey, that truck, you want to?" I just feel like I'm being abused for,
Oh.
He doesn't say, "Hey, remind me to come over and hang out this weekend." And he's like, Nothing. He's, oh, hey, I need your help to move. Where's the? Sorry to make this a therapy session, but
No, continue.
but no, I don't mind. It's fine.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's exciting, you know.
Yeah.
He's moving into a place out in, I don't know. Are we allowed to say where? I don't want to dox him.
I mean, you could say a general area if you want. Yeah, I probably wouldn't give his
East
address.
of, I don't know it, thankfully. It's east of Columbus,
Okay.
kind of near the new Intel nonsense. So he's paying a premium, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But he's got another kid coming, so he needs a bigger place.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that this weekend. I thought it was gonna be one day, and then they texted me and said, "Hey, like, how long can you help? Like, all day or like 2 days?" I'm like, I was just told we were moving a couple big things, and now I don't know what we're doing. So, but I'm sure I'll be if I'm here next week. Which I don't know if you told everybody that Cody's supposed to be gone for 4 weeks.
No, yeah, this week and then 4 more.
Mm-hmm. So, if I don't get kicked off the show tonight, I'll be back next week to report how it went.
Yeah, it's not going well so far, but we'll see how you do the rest of the show.
Yeah, I'm more of a second half kind of guy.
All right, I like to hear
I like
that.
to finish strong.
In all departments?
No comment.
What about the tortured poet department?
Probably not at all.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Another kid, you excited about being an uncle again?
Again,
I don't
you
know
make
how
it sound like the first one died.
Oh. I don't know how you phrase it, you know? An uncle twice?
A twinkle.
I don't. That sounds real dirty when we're talking about kids.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. It's gonna be a girl, so have a nephew and then a niece.
There you go.
Pretty neats.
Perfect.
See, I'm getting the uncle humor down.
Yep, you got to.
So
Nothing else for you, though?
nothing's coming to mind. If I had planned this out, I could have made some notes. But
Well, hey, the good thing is you got next week.
that's right.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, it's not in stone, but
We'll see how you do.
all right.
Anything random you want to talk about or anything that won't be related to the show?
Well, I have a pickup, but it's not a game. It's a hardware item. Is that
Yeah, we can do that in pickups.
okay?
Yeah.
I'll save that then.
Okay.
Unless that's next.
No.
And then segue, but no.
No, we changed it to general pickups, not just of everything, but
Okay.
games, hardware, because Cody's toys.
Yeah,
So-
they're not toys, bud. They're collectible figures.
Hey, he called them toys,
Oh,
so I
did he?
can too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was trying to defend them, but
it's okay. Nothing else, though?
nope. I made a really good dinner tonight. That we'll link the recipe down below. No, I guess
Sure.
we won't link it down below. But it's a what? You said anything random? This is random, right?
Yeah.
It's enchilada pie.
Ugh.
I
That
know
sounds good.
Casey would really like it. But essentially, you take cornbread mix and you add like cream of corn.
Oh my god.
You take
Awful.
that. You forgot how much you hate food. So you bake that, and then you add enchilada sauce, and then
Yep.
chicken and cheese on top, and then you bake it. It was really good. So, anyways, we'll link that down below for anybody who's
Of
interested in
course.
doing cook along with Ryan.
That should be our side channel.
Ooh, I don't think I'd be a good. I'm not that good of a podcaster or
I think
personality to also cook at the same time. I don't have the attention span. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be like too focused on not burning something while there's just silence. You know, and people are like, "You're supposed to talk the whole time." I can't do
Yeah.
that.
I hear you.
I'm no Rachel Ray.
You are?
I'm no Gordon
you're
Ramsay. No.
Okay. I was gonna say I feel like that's exactly what she is. Okay. Anything else?
No.
The only thing I'll add is if you listen to us on podcasts instead of YouTube, you'll notice that the name of the episode for 91 is different, and the description. I told you about this in person, but
It's quite the banger.
it's The podcast service I use now has AI that you can use to autofill your names of your episodes and your descriptions. And it took entirely too long, especially for what it spit out. And some of it didn't make sense, and some of it had typos. But I just rolled with it. So that's probably what I'm going to do going forward, because it's entertaining to see what they give us and how different they are.
Yeah.
But they're totally the same episodes, except the AI, it said it does get rid of silences and the uhs and ohs and like the nonsense.
The laughing.
That's what I was wondering, how, especially once I saw a description, if it does it the way it should, or if it just starts cutting shit out. But
actually, that part wasn't important.
So if anybody is a fucking madman, does both, you can let us know the differences if you want. But yeah, I was more so just telling you. But they're the same episodes, but just different names.
I'll be curious to see what ours does.
Yeah, I think I said Taylor Swift too many times, so it's probably going to fill that all in. But
and then
extra
AI,
fun
you
mix
said
of
AI a
themes,
bunch. So it seems to be like,
this
week,
about
AI.
Maybe let's be really happy since I was talking about it.
We talk about what's happening in the AI world.
And we talk about racism.
No.
And sexism.
No, let's not get canceled.
And
well, we can talk about it. We just can't be
said.
it. Twinkles.
Yeah, it's Twinkles. I hope
Twice
it tries to
an
get
uncle.
Twinkle out.
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
All right, we can move on to the show. Any corrections, questions, or feedback? Because I don't have any.
I had some feedback
Okay.
for Cody.
All right.
Do you remember what it was?
You told me it was related to these.
Oh, yeah. The guitar. I'm not going to do it, unlike Cody, but I'll do it once.
Okay.
Let's not do that, Cody. And by the way, how about you?
Ringing.
Yeah. How about how about you pitching some money for some new mic stands? How about that, bud?
Oh,
Can't be complaining.
Do you think the AI just knocked it out when you smacked that?
Probably just completely. It's like, no, done with that part. But yeah, that's the only feedback I had.
All right. Well, you can send any to currentbackloggers@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say anything from the weeks before, but you weren't here and you didn't watch, so don't think there'd be anything there. But maybe next week.
Next week.
Nothing for me either, besides, like you said, we already talked about it. So we can get into news.
Ooh. That's where I come in.
That's where you come in.
That's where I read these stupid fucking articles that were written, I think, by AI. And even Cody, it was I think 2 weeks ago, he was talking about one article he just like gave up on because it was just not, it was like the same thing over and over and over.
I'm pretty sure that was not from a mainstream site, though. It's usually
what was that about?
the crazy ones that do that.
It was about what's his face breaking his leg or something. Pascal
breaking his leg.
Yeah, isn't that his name, Pascal? Or
Pedro Pascal.
yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Uh-huh.
What did he break, his arm or leg or something?
I think it was his leg,
He
yeah.
jumped out of a balcony or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or fell down he fell down the stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one because Cody just kept going over and over about it. He's like making stuff up, trying to like act like the writer was talking about something but wasn't.
Did you want to defend Pedro Pascal?
About, is he being canceled?
No, Cody went pretty hard on how terrible he is. I know you love him.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with him.
That's a strong defense. I think he'll hold up.
I don't. Why does he hate him?
Cody, you can comment and let us know, but I think because he's gotten very PC.
Well.
And then he's in Mandalorian, so I think that's a big part of it.
I don't really care about that. So.
No, I think that's
why Cody doesn't like him. Well, too bad. All right, so on to news this week. This one is coming to us from GameIndustries.biz. I didn't know .biz was still a thing.
It's a pretty big video game website too.
What'd they get .biz then? They couldn't afford a com?
I don't know.
This one is about Sega. Sega of America to lay off 61 employees. Written by Marie. I'm not going to say that last name. Marie D. A WARN notification filed in California confirms the layoffs due in March. there's an update at the top that I'm not going to read because I feel like that spoils the article.
Okay.
We'll come back to it if we want to.
Also, I'm guessing .biz is intentional because it's more like related
Edgy.
to not related to the business of games. They don't like cover news like, hey, here's a new game.
I feel like
It's more like the industry.
Cody would not appreciate it being .biz because they're trying to be edgy. You hear that?
Yeah. I don't know
boy.
if it's picking up on the recording or not. I think it's because your phone's getting close to it.
To what?
The box. I feel like that was
Done.
all right.
Don't let me forget that.
Okay.
All right. The union said they had been in discussions since November to negotiate the situation, but confirmed the 61 layoffs. Through our union efforts, quote, through our union efforts, we've been able to be more than double the number of saved jobs and to offer severance to our temp workers, the union said. Quote, this, however, does not take away from the fact that many of our coworkers are being laid off in a decision we believe will have a negative impact on the working conditions of those who remain within the company and in the quality of our future games. In spite of this, we remain committed to fighting for our coworkers and for the betterment of our industry. In the face of mass layoffs that continue to happen across the gaming companies, we stand united and in solidarity with those affected. Oh, shoot. That was the update I just read. I got bamboozled. I feel so stupid. I said I was going to skip it and I read it. Spoilers. Original story. Sega of America is set to stop laughing. I can't read while you're
No,
laughing.
you're doing great. You'll be back next week.
Don't. This is the first article, bud. We'll get
Yeah.
better. We'll get better. Sega of America is set to lay off 61 employees. Spoilers. They got laid off.
Got him.
The information emerged via a post from What Layoff on social media and is confirmed by a WARN notice filed in Orange County, California on January 8th. Sega of America is set to lay off 61 people across 2 locations on its Irvine campus, 12 in one office and 49 in another. Worker adjustment and retraining notifications are mandatory for companies employing more than 100 staff and aim to provide a 60-day notice of planned redundancies and layoffs. GamesIndustry.biz has reached out to Sega for comment. Shuji Utsumi was appointed a CEO of Sega America in Europe earlier this month. Sega of America workers voted yes to unionize in July last year, forming the Allied Employees Guild approving Sega, Aegis, in November. What an acronym. Do you know about this?
No.
Allied Employees Guild improving Sega, Aegis. It sounds like LGBTQ stuff. Sega of America was accused of attempting to lay off staff in response to their bargaining efforts. Sega Sammy reported a solid first half to its financial year back in November, with net sales for the 6 months ended November 30th, 2023, rising 47.3% year-on-year, or 1.5 billion. Sega acquired Rovio for 706 million euros in April of 23. Layoffs have occurred in other Sega units in recent months, with Sega canceling Creative Assembly's Hyenas due to structural reforms in late September 23, and 121 redundancies happening at Company of Heroes developer Relic Entertainment in May of 23. So, what are your thoughts? Why are they laying everybody off if they're doing so well financially? Are they trying to predict the looming drop in the economy?
I was joking about you not listening to the last episode, but the only thing I'm bummed about is I was going to ask you what you thought. We talked quite a bit about the layoffs. It's not just Sega.
A lot of companies are doing it.
Yeah, but then also I feel like it's a broader thing, not just video games.
Yeah, tech industry is getting hit in banking.
Yeah. And the thing I was going to add, I meant to say it last week, and then I've heard a lot of podcasters say it, and I was like, now I'm just going to I'm copying them. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the only thing I would have added that I didn't say is that I feel like, I don't think Cody said it either, a lot of these companies during COVID, gaming fucking took a huge spike because everybody's at home, obviously, and had extra money.
Mm-hmm.
And they hired way too many people during it, and then because it was obviously going to come back down, that wasn't going to be sustainable,
Yeah.
which we did talk about. But I feel like the part that neither of us mentioned, because he was talking about how there's tons of, they're just cutting the fat, and all these companies don't need all these employees, and they're just kind of on there because I think he said something. I can't remember what he
Probably
said.
about X.
He did talk about X.
Yeah.
But I think the part that we didn't mention is that is true, but I also feel like that should come back to the higher ups to not have enough foresight to see that was going to happen. I don't even think you had to be a very smart person to see that wasn't going to be sustainable more than a few years at most.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's a lot of companies do that, where they just hire way too much, way too fast, and then like a year later, like, oh, let's just lay off half the people we just hired.
yeah.
And then they repeat over and over. So there must be a financial reason for it. I've never really looked into it, but it seems to be a common theme across a lot of industries, where, especially like banking, or finance in general, where they seem to have these mass layoffs every like set amount of years. So I don't know if it seems to me like spending time to train all these people and, all the benefits, and then when you let them go, you got to pay them out and severances and all that. Seems like it wouldn't be financial sense, but a lot of companies do it. So there must be some financial reason behind it.
Yeah. I mean, if there isn't, then I feel like eventually the higher ups should be punished the same way, just like you are if you're not creating well, or not doing whatever you're doing well, if you're not managing people well, and that's one of your main parts of your jobs. I feel like, yeah, those people shouldn't just get a job because you did that, but you should also be accountable for that too.
Like the Nintendo CEO, who I think he took a big pay cut. I think, was it during COVID? Before COVID or something?
It was before that.
Yeah.
I did hear on the Sacred Symbols podcast we're going to see, they said that that's a little overblown. He did do that, but it was like out of solidarity. It didn't really actually, the money that he lost out on couldn't change what it was for the employees. It's kind of out of respect.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people say that, and obviously if you're Jeff Bezos or somebody like that, you could maybe do that, but I don't think even most CEOs could, because it sounds like it's easy, but when these people are making so much money and there's so many of them, that only goes so far.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
Okay. Let's see. Next one comes from Kotaku.
You got it.
Haha, got it. First try.
Cody struggled with that one for a long time, so
Kotaku.
it's you.
Japanese?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was gonna say it, but I have no idea, so I'll just be bullshitting you.
This one, leave me alone. This one, me sign up for their email. Indiana Jones Starfield PS5 reports suggest a major Xbox pivot. Actually, just read an article about this. That's what I thought about adding, and I forgot. So, it sounds like Microsoft is floating the idea of bringing some of its biggest games to its biggest competitor. A number of leaks happened over the weekend that seem to have big implications for Microsoft's Xbox plans moving forward. Reports from The Verge and Xbox Era claim that two major Bethesda releases, Indiana Jones and The Great Circle...
That's
the one. Okay, Indiana Jones and The Great Circle and Starfield could both come to PlayStation 5, adding to the pile of Xbox multi-platform rumors that have been piling up over the last few months. There's a lot of ads. Hang on. There we go. The Verge's report says a source close to the Bethesda told the outlet that Machine Games, which is owned by Bethesda Softworks' parent company, ZeniMax Media, is considering releasing its new Indiana Jones games on PlayStation 5 sometime after it launches on PC and Xbox Series X/S in 2024. This would be a full circle moment, considering the Indiana Jones midquel. Midquel? Is that a word? Is it like a sequel, but in the middle?
I've never heard that. I didn't see it when I was reading the article. That's terrible.
Midquel? What? Is that actually a word? Midquel. I gotta look it up. Sorry.
Doesn't sound like it would be. Unless they're being super hip and saying like it's mid.
A work that is set during the time frame of a previous work rather than before or after it. Okay. It's like a sequel but a midquel.
Wouldn't that just be a sequel?
But it was between them. It says midquel.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't make the word up. The Indiana Jones midquel was originally meant to launch on PlayStation 5 prior to Xbox acquisitions of Bethesda back in 2021. Fans got a first-person look at the action game during January's Xbox Developer Direct. Xbox Era, meanwhile, reported that its sources had informed it of plans for a Starfield PS5 port sometime in its Shattered Space DLC. Launches later in 2024. The outlet's report also states that Microsoft has invested in more PlayStation 5 dev kits in order to facilitate these efforts. All of this follows weeks of rumors and speculations that the rhythm action game Hi-Fi Rush, developed by Tango Gameworks under Bethesda's umbrella, and Rare's multiplayer pirate game Sea of Thieves could also be coming to PlayStation in the near future. The Verge's story of a Hi-Fi Rush announcement is set for the coming weeks, and data mined assets also imply that PlayStation and Switch exclusive shirts for its main characters exist in the code. So what should we take away from this? For starters, Microsoft has said that the billions of dollars it spent on acquisitions did not mean every game from its newly first-party subsidiaries was going to become an Xbox and PC exclusive. Head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has even said he doesn't believe exclusives are the future of the gaming industry. And prior to all of these rumors, several properties Microsoft acquired have also remained on multiple platforms such as Minecraft and Call of Duty, though a deal had to be made to make that happen for the Activision acquisition to go through. Notably, several of these rumored PlayStation ports are coming from Bethesda Studios, and Spencer also said when the acquisitions went through that not every game had those developers would be exclusive to Xbox and PC. Though the specifics of what was said were covered in corporate speak, that gave the company an out. The underlying sentiment from Spencer was that Bethesda's games could still come to other platforms for one reason or another. So obviously I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game, I believe this is a quote. So obviously I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is an exclusive because we know that's not true. There are contractual obligations that we're going to see through as we always do in every one of these instances. We have a game that exists on other platforms and we're going to go support those games on the platforms that they are on. There are communities of players, we love those players, and we're going to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. But if you're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship out on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building. And the creative capability we will be able to bring to the market for our Xbox customers is going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here. What a statement.
Do you want to say anything for...
There's one more paragraph.
Oh, okay.
You want me to read it?
No, feel free.
Okay.
I didn't expect you to read these whole things, but go for it.
I didn't. Am I not supposed to?
Oh, no, I'm just saying I didn't want to make you read everything.
Oh, I don't mind
Cody
reading.
Goes through and cut what he wants, but
no.
I don't care. I just didn't want to make you read.
I don't know what you want. This one's actually written well, so
okay.
It's not like those other where you're like, what are you trying to say? I'll just summarize this last paragraph. It just says things about Xbox.
Okay.
All
right. Anything you want to say first, or your thoughts before? Because I feel like we're gonna feel totally different about this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an Xbox, and don't really play consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the idea of exclusives. And I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion other than I think the more open source games and available games is better for everyone. I don't think exclusives are... I know you like exclusives, I think, right?
Yeah.
See, I think if you make a game, it should be for as many audiences as possible, not just for people who own a specific thing.
Well, luckily for you, I definitely think that's what Microsoft's going to do. Yeah, I feel totally different just because I feel like the most memorable things have been exclusives, and I feel like part of the reason is because they have to put so much into it because they know it sells the console. And I feel like if it's just on everything, that's going to dilute it right away. And I feel like then also what's the point of having a console, because a PlayStation is going to be the same as the Xbox besides if you just get them for interface or whatever, UI. But at that point, that's the only difference is. And I feel like I said, as soon as it goes multi-platform, I don't see what the drive is for Sony to try and make something better than Microsoft, because they already have what Microsoft has, and then they can make what they have. I feel like it loses competition.
Yeah, I get that, but it just seems like, I mean, I'm fine with that. It's the fact that it's come down to like two companies that own everything almost.
Yeah.
I think that's the worst part of it.
Oh,
and
no.
I think exclusivity kind of fuels that, because now it's kind of like almost like politics, where it's become just two parties and nobody else can even break into it. Kind of the same thing. It's two giant corporations that own so much of the game share market. That's like anybody who wants to try and get in now, it's near impossible unless you're doing like some indie game on PC or something. But then you kind of lose out on that market share. So
yeah, I definitely think the acquisitions have became too much and too big of thing, or too big of properties. But I feel like it hasn't been that way till the last 5 years, so I feel like it didn't have to be that way. I feel like Microsoft kind of did that, and then Sony bought Bungie, which is like the biggest thing they bought.
yeah,
But it's mainly been Microsoft driving that. And the thing I was going to mention here, well, there's been a lot of rumors about stuff coming over since all this came out. What you mentioned, as well as Sea of Thieves, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Halo Infinite, Halo Master Chief Collection, Pentiment, Grounded, the Gears of War series, Hellblade 2, and Doom Year Zero, which is not even officially announced. So I don't know how trustworthy this is.
As I say, these are all just rumored. Nothing's
Yeah.
like confirmed.
Yeah, but then Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned him,
Yeah.
tweeted today after everybody started talking about this and said, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week. While we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox, stay tuned." And feel like the fact that he said something with all this coming out tells you probably at least some of it is true, because I feel they would have said nothing, or he would have said that it was total BS. And then even more so when he called it a business update, because I don't think they've ever called one of their streams or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then he said, "We look forward to sharing more details about our vision for the future of Xbox." That makes it sound to me like maybe not all of this is going to be true, but something's going to happen. I don't know. I know he said, the quote that you were looking at there was talking about how they never said anything but for sure be exclusive, and there'd be reason to think it wouldn't be because of things like Minecraft.
Yeah.
And when they made these acquisitions, that's what I thought. But they've said many times since then that they use the legacy thing. They said games with legacy would be that way, but otherwise you can expect them to be exclusive, which would be none of these games except maybe Doom.
I was say like Microsoft Flight Simulator would have obviously always been exclusive. So.
And obviously Halo is like the go-to Xbox. Yeah. But then even all the other ones are not anything legacy. They're all Xbox first. So I feel like that goes against completely what they said, which tells me with the way they said this and how they worded it, it's probably going to at least be somewhat true. I don't know if it means some of these games come out to PlayStation, they're going to do a Game Pass style thing on PlayStation. What their plan is, I said probably for a year and a half now that I think, well, probably longer, but I know me and Derek talked about it in one of the episodes pretty in depth, that I think Microsoft's plan is just have Game Pass everywhere and they don't really care about console.
Yeah.
And it seems to be the case with how little they focus on console now.
Yeah.
But
and that's kind of backed up by some of his statements where he says Game Pass is his vision of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So,
but then I don't know if it is going to happen now or if they're going to release release certain games aside from Game Pass, and Game Pass stays exclusive on Xbox. I just don't know. Because if they just say Game Pass available on PlayStation, you're just totally killing the console right away. But then if you just say these few games are coming out, physical and digital, that also seems weird and go against what you said. And then also seems like if your vision's Game Pass, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do that very sparingly and then to get people to interest in Game Pass for when it eventually does come over. But I guess we'll hear sometime next week.
Yeah.
What the hell is happening?
Quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next article we have is from Game Rant. Quote or title is "Leaker gives exciting update on Resident Evil franchise." I give zero fucks about Resident Evil, but I'll read the article.
This one's mainly for coding. I don't think it's shocking that a Resident Evil will be in development. I'm shocked that it wasn't, but I know he's been all about it lately.
He likes Resident Evil?
He's getting all into them now. He's been playing all of them.
Oh, boy. We've lost him now. Well, here we go. Reputable Resident Evil series leaker gives an exciting update that could mean big things for the future of survival horror franchise. A reputable leaker claims that they... That's such a weird thing to say. A reputable leaker.
It sounds dirty.
Yeah. Reputable leaker. He claims that they claim that they are aware of 5 Resident Evil games. Jesus. 5 Resident Evil games that are in development right now. Resident Evil is one of Capcom's biggest and most successful franchises, possibly their only. Considering this, it's really no surprise. Considering this, it's really no surprise that the company makes sure that there are regularly new Resident Evil games for survival horror fans to play. A new Resident Evil game of some description has been released almost every single year since the original Resident Evil launched in 1996. That's insane.
Even more insane because I think they're only on Resident Evil 7.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this article just making things up?
Well, there's been so many remakes and like zeros and spin-offs, but it's funny that they're going that many.
Oh, yeah, here we go. There's been an unbroken streak of new Resident Evil games since 2019's Resident Evil 2 remake, which has been followed up by Resident Evil 3 remake in 2020. This is ridiculous. Resident Evil Village in 2021, the Resident Evil Reverse multiplayer game in 2022, and most recently Resident Evil 4 remake in 2023, because they ran out of things to make. A new Resident Evil game has not been announced for release in 2024, and so it seems that this year could break the franchise's streak. But while the jury is still out on whether a new Resident Evil game will be released in 2024 or not, reputable leaker Aesthetic Gamer, aka Dusk Golem, has said they are aware of 5 projects that are currently Resident Evil projects that are currently in development. One of these games, I thought they were saying 5 remakes, but I think RE is short for Resident Evil. One of these games is the unannounced Resident Evil 9, but it's anyone's guess as to what the other projects could be. As far as Resident Evil 9 goes, leaks have indicated that it will end the story that started with Resident Evil 7. In the story that started with Resident Evil 7. What does that mean?
You mean where's 8?
Yeah. They just skipped 8?
Maybe.
Or are they saying maybe the story goes through 8 and then ends in 9?
Let me look this up.
Yeah, it says as far as Resident Evil 9, leaks have indicated that it will end the story that started with Resident Evil 7. So it must mean the story started in 7, continued through 8, and they're expecting it to end in 9? That's the only thing I can guess. I don't know. I don't play the game.
Oh, no. Village is the 8th one.
So. Okay.
So
they skipped 8. This could mean that the Resident Evil 9 is yet another first-person Resident Evil game. If I say that Resident Evil one more time, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Can I just call it Re? From now on, if I say Re, it's Resident Evil.
Sounds like something else, but go ahead.
But this remains to be seen. Previously, Aesthetic Gamer has said that Re 9 will be probably released in 2025, so it's possible that fans will learn more about the exciting projects at some point in relatively near future. The other Re projects could also be brand new entries in the series to remake existing games. There could have been a great deal of fan demand for Re Code Veronica to get a remake. For example, though nothing to this effect has actually been announced by Capcom yet. There have also been rumblings of potential Re 5 remake at some point down the line. But again, that's just speculation. There are a handful of other main series Re games that could potentially benefit from the remake treatment. Could they?
The remake, I get it.
Yeah. Could they really benefit? I mean, I feel like it only came out a couple years ago. They're just...
Would that have been 5, you said?
Have you played these before? I've never even played them. They have no interest in me, but have you played them?
Some. I haven't really. I like them in theory, but especially the old ones. I know Cody said he came around on the controls, but they're PS1 games and they have tank controls, and it fucking drives me nuts. Tank.
Oh.
And that fucking drives me nuts. I know he said that's what add to it once you get a hang of it.
I don't know what tank controls are.
It's where you're a human, but it literally controls like a tank. It's so awkward.
Oh.
So it's like, how tanks turn like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like one of those games where like you're a static camera in a room and then you're like trying to like constantly figure out what orientation you're supposed to be pushing it, kind of thing.
Well, you're a human walking around, but yeah.
It's not third person like.
It is third person. The old ones were.
Okay.
Yeah. But I played them here and there and liked them more in theory until Resident Evil 7 because it was in VR. I really liked that, but that's the only one that's really hooked me. Yeah. I haven't finished it yet, but I played a good amount of it and really liked it.
I just don't get why there's so many remakes. I mean, is it really benefiting from it, or is it just like they're just milking it out?
Cody said it does, especially the old ones that had those tank controls and everything, but I think they still have those controls because people like them for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, PS1 graphics, those things don't even look real now. They're so bad.
Is it they like the controls, or they like the fact that they're bad and they want to be edgy? And just like, oh, I love the shitty controls on this game. Like
Cody,
it's like
let us know.
Is it like a nostalgia thing? Like back to when gaming was bad?
I felt like that's what it was, but Cody never really played them and he loved it. And he said he hated the idea of those controls. So I don't know.
So it's just something that clicks in you and then you're hooked.
I know people say it adds to like the horror because you can't
you're
control
clumsy.
it well and everything, but yeah, I'm like that. It drives my fucking brain crazy. It doesn't make me more scared.
It just frustrates you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the article is just more re-releases and remakes and re-res and some DLC.
All right.
It's all speculation, so there's nothing here they're actually reporting other than some random person anonymously leaking stuff.
We just got a bunch of leakers. Well,
a bunch of leakers.
If they're right that it's not till 2025, that'll break the streak. Because, I mean, no Resident Evil this year.
What will we do without a Resident Evil game this year?
Good question.
Put F's in the chat for Cody.
This next one's also for Cody, as you might have seen.
USA Today. Joe Rogan. Oh, boy. This one's for you, Cody. Joe Rogan inks multiplayer deal with Spotify. Podcast.
Multi-year, right?
What?
Multi-year.
What did I say?
Multiplayer. So damn, he's entering the world of video games.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw multi and I just kind of cut out the rest. Yeah, he inks a multi-year deal with Spotify. Podcasts to expand to other platforms. This was published February 3rd. Spotify is extending its relationship with controversial podcast host Joe Rogan. Spotify announced the renewed partnership in a post on the company's corporate blog Friday. Under a prior multi-million-dollar deal, the Joe Rogan Experience had been a Spotify exclusive since 2020. Under the new deal, the podcast will now be available on competing platforms, including YouTube and Apple Podcasts. The Wall Street Journal first reported the new deal Friday and reported that Joe Rogan would receive a cool $250 million contract over its multi-year term, according to sources. The Wall Street Journal also is reporting that the contract involves an upfront minimum guarantee in addition to a revenue-sharing agreement based on ad sales. Rogan had developed a huge audience on Spotify, and his podcast had remained the top podcast on Spotify's Wrapped every year since 2020. Many of his listeners enjoy his interview style, and Chrome isn't responding.
Speaking of Apple, I guess you need to switch, huh?
I can't scroll to see what the rest, but Chrome, see, but oh, it's responding now.
Okay, cool.
All right. Many of his listeners enjoy his interview style. What does that mean? Many of his listeners enjoy his interview style, any variety of guests.
Is it supposed to be and his USA Day?
Snap.
Get an iPhone already.
If you're seeing this frequently, talk to your web administrator. I think it's me and his variety of guests. I think USA Today's editorial department is lacking. What a shocker.
I like how it's the first one with not video game. It's the worst one.
Yeah.
The one that should be like most important.
Rogan says podcast is aimed at having meaningful conversations with interesting guests. In a recent blog post, Spotify asked Rogan, did you want to read all this? This is a lot. It seems like multiple articles.
Multiplayer articles?
Multiplayer articles.
No, you think we got the gist?
Yeah, we got the gist. Here's a little something.
Okay.
Spotify CEO Daniel Ek said in a message to employees that a company would not part ways with Rogan, according to the article. While I strongly condemn what Joe has said, and I agree with his decisions to remove past episodes from our platform, I realize that some people want more. Wow, that's how bold. I know he's controversial, but man, he makes us a lot of money. X said in a note, and I want to make this point very clear. I do not believe that silencing Joe is the answer. Because it's too much fucking money.
Are you excited?
I actually don't listen to Joe, believe it or not.
I do believe that.
They did, fun fact, since we're talking about it, they did read an article on his show. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what his show, something about, maybe it was the podcast, but they read an article about my grandma and her new husband.
Yeah, it was a show because he sent it to us.
Yeah, I think actually Cody sent it to us.
Oh.
Because he watches it.
Yeah.
But it was a funny story, so I sent that to my grandparents without actually knowing any context around that part. Apparently there's a lot of swearing. My grandma wasn't happy with his language.
Did you tell her Cody sent it to you? You're like, sorry, Cody sent it to me.
I don't think so.
Missed opportunity.
But I'm not a big fan of his podcast, so I don't really care.
No, yeah, I was in here for Cody. I don't dislike him. I don't hate him like a lot of people do. I'm just kind of indifferent. I listen to some episodes, but usually when people I like are on it, he puts so much fucking shit out that unless you love him, it'll be impossible to keep up with it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And all of his episodes are long as shit, too.
Yeah, I like how they're like, there will be contractual limits on what he has to put out. It's like, I don't think that's an issue with him. Maybe they're saying the other way, like he can't put out too much because there's just too much stuff. Keep it under 10 episodes a week.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
All right.
I can control your TV upstairs. I don't know why Google always lets me do that, but
especially when I keep turning it off.
All right. Next one is another gaming one from Destiny. No, it's from IGN about Destiny. Destiny 2. Director stepping down after release of the final shape. What's that? What's the final shape? For us who
expansion.
Don't know, I know, but
oh yeah, it's their newest expansion.
Like what do you mean expansion? Like
sorry, go ahead.
No, just so people on the screen know.
It's DLC downloadable content.
Okay.
That adds more story and gameplay
to Destiny 2.
Bingo.
Got it. That's what you guys... I was just checking them out, make sure you knew stuff. All right. Destiny 2 director Joe Blackburn is stepping down following the release of the final shape. The upcoming expansion is slated to be released in June. Blackburn, who among other things has served as Destiny's lead raid designer, says the time has come to pass the torch as he heads on to a new adventure outside the walls of Bungie. Here's a X quotes. I don't really care. Why? I don't get why they do that. They quote it in the article, then they put the tweet, and then they continue quoting the tweet in the article. Why don't they just do one or the other? They don't need to do both. Quote, as deeply invested Guardian before starting here at Bungie, getting to be a part of Destiny 2 team has been the privilege of a lifetime, Blackburn said. Quote, I am and will forever remain a lifelong Bungie fan and believer in what the teams within its walls are capable of. End quote. Blackburn will be replaced by Tyson Green, a Halo player versus player veteran, a Halo player versus player veteran who helped create exotic weapons in the original Destiny and has been a critical part of Bungie's legacy since Myth 2. Blackburn's departure comes at a difficult moment for both Bungie and Destiny. Back in October, Bungie was hit hard by a major round of layoffs, including an atmosphere that... Excuse me, shouldn't have drank that pop. Leading to an atmosphere that employees described as soul-crushing. Destiny 2 has similarly struggled with declining player base and various community controversies. The final shape, which was supposed to be released on February 27th, was delayed till this summer. Despite all that, Blackburn seemed to enjoy a generally positive reputation among fans. He has been a game director since 2021, having taken to the role after returning Bungie following a brief stint with Riot Games. He didn't reveal his next destination, but did say that he plans to take a, quote, big break from social media. Quote, I've still got some time before I pass the torch, but as I look forward to taking a big break from social media, I know I'll see you around the tower. It is going to be great to play Destiny alongside all of you. End quote.
How do you feel as a big Bungie guy?
It's bittersweet. You know,
Yeah,
I like
sure.
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like a really positive role model.
Then why don't you listen to his podcast?
No, this is Blackburn. Joe Blackburn.
Oh, sorry. That's
I
right.
know, sorry. I should have clarified. Mr. Blackburn.
Yeah.
But I don't know who he is. So I'll just let you fill in the rest.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Bungie these days, and I feel like the names that have been there for as long as you can remember leave. I think the worse it's probably looking. I don't know. Did it not mention there who's taking over for him, or did I miss that?
I didn't see that. I'll scan the article while you talk.
Because Tyson Green.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. That's when, yeah.
Oh, must have
I
missed
did say
it.
that. That was in the beginning.
I'm not going to act like I know a ton about Destiny. I haven't played it for a long time, but I do know Tyson Green's been at Bungie forever, so probably not a bad fill-in. But like I said, still losing. The more you lose names like this have been around forever, I think the worst it's probably going to be for Bungie.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. What is the controversy?
About Bungie?
I don't know. It just says community controversies.
I know a lot of people have issues with the game. It might be talking about that. They've rolled stuff out and updated it. And
pay to win nonsense. That's what this is talking about.
No.
Yeah, I've never played Destiny.
You might actually like it, but
Actually?
Oh. I don't know.
Have you said you have played it, but you're not a fan?
I love the first Destiny, which is what people don't like as much, and then
It changed?
Yeah, it changed a lot, and they just always add to it, and they take away content when they add new shit, so...
Was this one of the games where they constantly do seasons or whatever?
Yeah, well, expansions, but their expansions pretty much make it a new game. It's kind of like WoW, and then also, when I tried to get back into 2, the game was straight up broken, I couldn't get past the point, so I haven't played it since.
Free to play?
It is now, yeah.
It's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Oh, yeah, people like it or fucking obsessed with it.
Yeah. It was originally released as pay to play.
Yeah.
Okay. So now they make all their money off microtransactions.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't like it. Is it PvP?
It's both.
Okay. All right. Last one. Wait, didn't we skip pickups?
Not yet.
Oh, you changed it? I thought articles was always last.
No, pickups is after news.
I always thought it was news last.
Okay, you actually try and keep track. That's funny.
What do you mean?
That you listen and actually remember what's happening. I like it. But not well enough, I guess, because, yeah.
Has it always been like that?
Yeah, because I copy and paste the basic thing, so it has
I'll have
to
to
be the
fact
same.
check you.
Okay,
Okay.
do it. You can report back next week?
Yes.
All right.
Ryan reports. It'll be the new segment.
We need a little jingle. Like breaking news coming in.
Ryan reports.
Are you going to do your own song like that?
I just did it.
All right.
Clip it. All right. Last article that Casey could scrounge up for this week. This was published 5 days ago, so I don't know how recent it is. How relevant it is still.
Relevant.
Yeah, because this is fast-paced industry. It's from PC Gamer. I don't know if I said that. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. Apologizes for early... Why is it doing it again? Leave me alone.
Get an iPhone.
But don't talk to me about iPhones.
No, it's normal. My screen, I want to do something that just says, "Oh, snap," with a little robot.
Oh, snap.
Like it's being all cutesy.
Kill the Justice League apologizes for early access server stumble by giving players a pat on the back and $20 worth of premium currency.
Did you add the pat in the back?
No.
Oh, I didn't remember seeing that. It sounds really condescending.
It does. What does that mean, a pat on the back? Like,
I think they are being condescending.
They sent him a message like, "We're sorry."
We're sorry.
Sorry. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has dropped a brief 72-hour early access period for deluxe edition owners, or at least that was the plan. A bug that accidentally credited players with full top-to-bottom completion as soon as they launched the game forced Rocksteady to pull its servers down for around 6 hours alongside another hour-long maintenance period. Suicide Squad costs $69.99.
Nice.
While the deluxe edition costs $99.99. That's crazy. If you shell out for the pricier version, you're also getting a premium token for a battle pass and some outfits. But let's be real. Most people probably bought it to sneak in the door 72 hours early. Having 7 of your 48 hours of exclusive gaming time lost to an unforeseen bug, it kind of sucks. I shaved off 24 hours for 3 nights of sleep, which is a hair optimistic. As spotted by VGC, what is it? Rocksteady?
Yeah, Rocksteady.
I don't know why it's hard to read when it's one word. It is, though. Why is it one word?
I thought you were going to say Rockstar, and that's why you tripped up.
Well, it's like Rocks Teddy is what it looks like when you're reading it. I'm just going to say it like that now. Rocks Teddy addressed the downtime and offered a make good via an in-game announcement, which reads, "We recognize that you've been patient with us during our initial launch server updates, and we'd like to show our appreciation of your patience with a special gift of 2,000 Luther coins. Thank you again." 2,000 Luther coins? That's a little on the nose. But Lex would get into cryptocurrency. Is worth about $20, which is around 2/3 of the deluxe edition pre-order in terms of lost, quote, value for Rocksteady. Though it's fake game money used to buy digital cosmetics, so it hasn't cost the studio anything, unless the time value of money applies to Luther coins, in which case, I don't know, ask an economist. Jesus. Economist? I think I'm forgetting how to read. Standard bundles in Suicide Squad cost 1,000 or 1,100 coins at the time of writing, so you'll be able to grab 2 within your Luther coin windfall. Legendary skins are just out of reach at 2,400 coins, though it ought to be noted that a, quote, legendary skin is just one skin with all of its variants unlocked. According to... What are you laughing about?
Just how dumb games can be.
I know. If PC Gamer added any more ads to their site, I wouldn't be able to read more than 2 lines at a time.
That's PC for you, bud. It's just like trying to get your computer going.
It's a token gesture for deluxe edition owners, though I'd imagine it's appreciated. Live service launches are always messy, and I do think this debacle is, as our UK online editor, Fraser Brown, noted, They seem kind of sassy. A sign that games ought to have an offline mode. It's also a cautionary tale. Dangling early access as a way to sell your deluxe edition is a bad idea. If you're going to insist on having your game be always online, which Rocksteady will thankfully be walking back, there's no way to guarantee server stability or bug-free experiences when the thing launches. It's as they say, the only three certainty... That's not how you spell certainties, is it? It is. It doesn't look like it. The only three certainties in life are death, game-breaking bugs, and taxes. Oh, that famous line. Do you want to hear about Harvey Randall, the staff writer?
No, but yeah, sure.
His history began when he begged his parents for World of Warcraft subscription at age 12. Though he's since been cursed with Final Fantasy 14 brain. What does that mean? Final Fantasy 14 brain? All right, we're done with Harvey.
Good call.
Yeah.
Let's move on to different Harvey Weinstein. Let's do it.
Let's skip.
Just try to mess up the AI.
In this episode, this controversial episode about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, don't report us or get us taken down if they throw slurs or something in the AI. I'm just letting it. I'm gonna post exactly what it says, no matter what.
No matter what.
Yep.
We won't censor it at all. Does
I
it
don't know
swear?
if it will. I'm just saying I'm gonna post whatever it does. So if it puts something in there, it's staying.
Did it put swear words in the last one?
Not that I saw.
I feel like it would censor that stuff.
Probably.
But we should find out and just say fuck 300 times in a row.
Fuck.
Yeah, this sounds like a bunch of horse shit. This is like everything wrong with gaming in one game. Fucking Luther coins, microtransactions. What the fuck is a Luther coin? What is Luther?
Lex Luthor from Superman, the evil villain.
Why are they Luther coin? Why'd they pick him?
I don't know. Yeah, it's lame as shit.
Yeah, and $100 fucking dollars? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, $100, which if I wasn't gonna spend that, but if I was, it would be for like the season pass, not a season pass if it's just like battle pass shit, but a season pass if it's like the actual expansions or whatever. That's what I'd maybe buy for if I was gonna. But I think majority of people buy these things are definitely for the early hours.
Yeah.
So this is total bullshit, even if it was a couple hours, but 7 hours, which I know it sounds first world, but that's obviously what this is.
Well, it's 72 hours.
Yeah, but if you
they lost 7 of it.
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard, I don't know if I explained what the bug was.
No.
But
well, they did say it unlocked everything for you as soon as you joined. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
I don't think that's technically true. As far as I understood it, you didn't actually get that stuff. It was you would log in, your character drop in, and they would congratulate you for finishing the game.
Yeah. It says accidentally credited players with full top to bottom completion as soon as they launched.
Yeah. I don't think they actually got any of the stuff you would get. Or
I'm assuming they just wiped it and then re-pushed it out or something.
Yeah. But they even took the game offline after an hour of it being on because it's so broken to fix that. And then, not up for 6 more hours after that. And that's just fucking ridiculous. And then, I mean, they should get the money back straight up. But that's probably hard logistically. But $20 is a fucking...
microtransaction coins that give you cosmetic things.
Yeah, in their own game. So if anything, they're just keeping players there. So fucking give them $40.
Yeah.
Especially when $20 can get you the best skin. Which is all fucking skins anyways.
Yeah,
so.
Puts you just out of reach of the best skin. Just that way you can spend a couple more dollars. Because $100 isn't enough. You gotta lock some... Well, I mean, I guess it's better than games who let you buy things that give you an outright, like, leg up. And like pay to win shit.
Yeah, so I definitely prefer cosmetics. I think that's the way to go with microtransactions. I just think
that is crazy.
Price points are
over
$20
for a skin.
Oh, that's normal. Yeah, people on Fortnite drop hundreds and just don't even blink an eye, and the game's free.
You said somebody does that, right?
Oh yeah, James, you're listening.
Yeah,
you know.
James. Yeah.
Well, I won't say your number on here, but you know it's high.
Does he recognize? You should have him on here interview him about his skin addiction and see what the drive behind it is.
Like, you want to be a co-host?
No, just more of like a deep dive into somebody who enjoys cosmetic DLC.
Cody's one of them too. Not that bad, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe it's the way I grew up playing games, but they did too. So I don't know what changed because I think that stuff's cool, but I get one like here and there. For most people, that's what I feel like. Now, don't jump over the table and fight me. I feel like Call of Duty is what ruined that with their progression system. I feel like everybody needed an unlock like every 2 seconds and something new.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what really did it.
I feel like I saw a meme about, I don't know if it was one of the newer Call of Duties, but the unlocks in it was just like spamming your screen with like unlock, achievement, unlock. Just
And they clearly know it addicts people.
Yeah.
They even do noise.
Yeah.
People, oh shit, I did it. That way it just hooks people even more.
I will say, side note, I've never done DLC for like cosmetic stuff. I think the only DLC I've ever bought was for Borderlands. I think me and you bought DLC expansion or whatever. That's the only DLC I've ever bought, is like when it adds content to the game. I say the one thing I bought that was probably the biggest waste in gaming was when I was younger, I'd play on Minecraft servers, and I'd buy there was one server I was addicted to, and I bought like the premium whatever on the server because it gave you special, like, I forget, like it lets you, I don't remember what it did, but it was not worth how much ever I spent on it.
Yeah.
But
no, that's how most of this cosmetic shit is, and I have some, so like I'm not making fun of anybody. And I feel like it really is an addiction. I think the companies know that, and people just keep needing more of it.
Kind of along the lines of like loot boxes. And
yeah.
It's just gambling.
Yeah.
Where you don't get anything of value.
And I don't know if you remember the meme when 360 first started getting DLC, the horse armor in Oblivion.
Yeah.
And now look where we are. That's like laughable. That people used to joke about how crazy that was, and people are buying it. People don't blink an eye now when they buy that shit. Like, yeah, it's fucking armor for my horse. Why wouldn't I get it?
Yeah. It looks cool.
All right, that's all though.
And that's all the news.
All right, I have a few small things in here.
All right, I'm ready to not be hearing my voice.
Sadly, I looked hard for you for an update on the Borderlands movie.
That's what I was gonna look for. I couldn't remember what movie it was, and I was like, well, maybe it's already out.
Oh,
so
no.
It's not out.
So
hopefully there's still updates.
Hopefully by the time you're done, we'll get one, because there hasn't been updates since late last year.
Damn.
I know we did that.
I know Cody's probably upset about that.
Yeah,
because he really enjoyed the updates every week about character casting.
Those are ones where you definitely can't cut the article out. You need the whole thing.
You need even where it requotes the entire last week's article and then adds one sentence at the end about the new person they cast and then recaps the last week again for a second time. You need it all.
The only news I had, a few things here. Torg, a video game convention here in Ohio. That's it.
Is that their motto? Torg.
Yeah. That me and Cody and a couple of friends go to every year.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how now it's going to be at the convention center here, so way bigger. And last year went to 2 days after being 1 day, and they just announced that they're adding an extra day. It's
3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, November 1st through the 3rd.
Save the date.
I'll be there. And then, sorry. Do you want to say
I just remembered a topic I could talk about.
Okay.
But it doesn't be right now.
Okay.
Don't let me forget.
The only other things is Jim Carrey is officially returning for Sonic 3 as Dr. Robotnik. I don't really think that's news. I would have been shocked if he wasn't in it, but it's going around as news, so I thought I'd share it. And then similar, Catherine O'Hara, probably most known by the mom in Home Alone, is joining the cast of The Last of Us for Season 2.
Huh.
I don't know who she's going to play. I can't think of any character in the game that she would play.
Yeah, maybe they're making a new character.
That's what I was wondering, which I kind of hope not, but there's also probably people in the world of the game that I'm not thinking about that she could play.
Yeah.
So that's all the news I had, though. Did you want to talk about your topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was watching, maybe this is, do we go into what we've been watching?
Yep.
Well, this is perfect.
Oh, not yet. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Thought you were asking.
All right, well, I'll get to that later then.
Okay,
it was something I was watching that I found very interesting.
Okay.
And I think you would find interesting as well.
All right. That's your topic for later, though?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later then.
All right, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's a reference for Derek. I don't have any pickups this week. You said you did?
Yes. So I bought. Let me pull up my note. So I've been on the hunt for a wireless mouse.
Okay.
And I had very specific requirements that made it difficult to find.
That's not like you. That's surprising.
But I finally think I found it. I don't know yet because it literally just showed up right before I came here. So I didn't get to mess with it at all. But so I have a Logitech G305 for you mice guys out there. Great mouse. I love it. It's my daily driver at my desktop. But the issue with it is it has a little dongle.
Fucking dongles.
Little dongle guy. And I wanted a mouse that I could use with my work laptop that didn't have that dongle because I had the same mouse I used, G305, but the dongle would get destroyed. And then I had to order another one. And then it would like get caught and stuff because I'm always taking it into my laptop bag and getting it banged around. Oh. So anyways, I looked for a mouse that was Bluetooth only, didn't use the dongle. And I bought one. I think it was a Logitech. I don't remember the model, but it was awful. It was like trying to use a mouse that was like mashed potatoes. Ugh. It was like the button pushes were just like bleh, mash. Very bad. And there was a lot of lag and latency. So I went searching high and low because my requirements were it didn't have the dongle. It was what am I looking for? Oh, it has the side buttons, the back and forward side button, and it doesn't have a bunch of other random buttons on it because some of them get crazy. They're like, you want your pinky to have a button, your thumb,
like a mini keyboard.
You want buttons on the bottom, the top. I didn't need all that. So that was my requirements. And I finally found it's the Keychron. They're a big keyboard manufacturer. Really good keyboards. But I didn't realize it, but they make a mouse, the M3. And it does both dongle and Bluetooth. And I'm hoping it's good. I know the clicks are good. I tested the clicks out. Very satisfying. It's a little lightweight, I think, almost. I think lately there's been this obsession with making mice very lightweight for gaming. I don't see the advantage of it. I like having some weight in my mice.
Isn't it so you can do that ridiculous thing where you can lift it up and like come over fast?
Maybe. I don't know. But I don't really care for it, but that's the way it is now. That's all these new mice are for gaming and got to be lighter than. So it's like almost like when you're trying to use it, it feels like you're just like, I don't know, it just feels weird. Like there's nothing there. Maybe I'll get used to it. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gotten to play with it at all other than I opened the box, I saw it, I touched it, and I started charging. That's one thing I didn't like about it is my Logitech. It has a AAA or AA battery, one AA battery. So you can change it out. No problem. This one is an integrated battery. So you have to have, at least it can, unlike Apple, it can charge while it's being used. It's not on the bottom where you can't use the mouse. You heard about that, right?
No.
Yeah, the Apple came out with a wireless mice, but the only way you could charge it was by plugging in the bottom, so you couldn't actually use it while it was charging. There's a lot of flack for that. It was pretty funny.
Like I said, I like iPhone, but I play up the fanboy, and
yeah,
their computer shit's way too expensive for me.
Yeah. So, anyway, so they that's something I don't really like about it is it's rechargeable. It's supposedly 60 hours. I know on my Logitech with I think it's a AA battery. I bought that. I want to say it's got to be close to 6 or 8 months ago. I've never changed the battery, and I use that mouse every single day for a minimum 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd almost rather it be AA, but that's all right.
No,
well, I just got to remember to keep a cable with me in case it dies.
And how much was this?
It was actually pretty reasonable for, like, I think if you buy it from their website, it's $50 plus shipping. Or if you buy it off Amazon, it's $5 more. So if you take out the shipping, it's pretty much the same price. And you got here, instead of waiting, I think their shipping was like 5 to 7 days. I ordered it this morning, and it's at my house.
Very nice.
Praise Bezos.
We always do.
So I'm excited. I'm hoping it doesn't have this weird latency thing that my other Bluetooth mouse has. Everybody says that's a common thing because it tries. I don't know why. Because my other wireless mouse doesn't do it. So something about Bluetooth, it tries to like, it almost like shuts off when you stop using it, and then when you go to use it again, there's like just a barely half second like glitch when you try and move it, like it pauses.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. So I'm hoping this one isn't like that. It's supposedly using like the latest whatever protocol. I don't know all the numbers.
Yeah. Are you even a PC gamer then?
No, I'm not.
All right.
But I pretend to be.
I got you.
No.
That's all for you though?
Yeah, what were we talking about? Pickups. So you said you didn't have any?
No, not this week.
Aren't you sad?
No, I'm okay. That's usually most weeks. Somehow I just found stuff here and there.
Huh.
Well, Cody usually holds that down for
yeah,
us.
as I say, Cody
By
is
time,
the pickup king. When he comes back,
yeah,
you're just going to have part 2 pickups. It's just going to be an episode, but just Cody. It'll be like the
yeah.
It'll be like that. Star Wars.
Yeah.
The you know the scrolling is just be
Yep.
that, but Cody's pickups, and he won't even be talking. It'll just be that for like 2 hours. Right?
For sure. Yeah. Well, hey, let us know about your mouse, because by next time you're on,
Yeah,
You'll use
I'll
it for a
definitely
while.
give you an update.
hope it's not mashed potato-y.
It definitely is not. I
Okay,
checked
good.
that. That's good. It's satisfying clicks.
All right. I did forget something from last week.
Mm.
Got it right here.
Oh.
I talked about how I got this new headset and then batteries,
Uh-huh.
so you can use them. And Cody wanted to hear it too, how satisfying it is.
Uh-huh.
You don't even have to take this off to put your new battery on, and listen how strong this magnet is.
Uh-huh. Nailed it.
I could edit that out and make them look better. Oh, there it is.
Where is it?
No, to be fair, I was way too high up. I was kind of getting arrogant with it.
Yeah.
And just,
Bing!
yeah. It's like,
What is that?
this is a Quest, the one you have.
Oh, just a new headset or headband.
Yeah.
Does it say my coworker is obsessed with VR stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking about mine, and I was telling him I had like at the time the upgraded headset or the headband, and he said I guess they had a lot of failure rates on those,
Oh, really?
which I didn't realize.
I didn't either.
So is this something that comes from Quest, or is it something that's aftermarket?
Aftermarket
Okay.
is one of the top rated ones at
Yeah.
especially at a reasonable price.
I'd say it looks pretty comfy.
Yeah. That's part I haven't really tested yet. It looks comfy. I put it on, it felt weird, but that's literally all I've done, so that's not really fair. And it definitely looks more comfortable than the one I had, that
Yeah,
little
the-
strap
the-
thing.
Like the sweatband.
Yeah. But it comes with 2 batteries and a docking station to charge them. And
So theoretically unlimited gameplay.
yeah. And then the tightness is way easier to do that.
Just
Dial up, dial back.
Hot swap batteries.
Yeah, and just it's like
Ting.
do you notice the secondary noise that's happening?
Yeah. Boom. I think it's your headset saying it's charging, maybe.
Sounds like the noise that
Boom.
PCs make. That's what's throwing me off.
No.
But yeah, I'm excited for that, and it's like getting yeah, it's good for our brains. Oh god, new perk. Oh, I need another one.
Stimmy. I need another stimmy.
But that's all. So what have you
Okay.
been playing over these past 9 or so months?
I think it's funny. I left off, maybe not exactly the last time I was on, but one of the last games I was playing, Dyson Sphere program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, I just happened to pick it up before I even knew I was coming back on this. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to play it some more, but just happened to be playing it again. They had, for those of you who are unaware, Dyson Sphere program, it's one of the best factory builder games out there. What's so funny about that?
That's just so you. I knew
It's,
what this game was. You talked about it, but it's just so funny.
Yeah, so it's like, if you're familiar with Satisfactory, Factorio, those are probably the 2 biggest ones. Kind of that same genre, but the best of them all. But they came out with a big update recently. The Dark Fog It's like a new combat, really, because they're still, I think, in early access. But man, do they come out with a lot of updates. It's kind of annoying almost because they add stuff, and then like this last week they added a new update, and everybody thought it was just like bug fixes, but no, it's like a whole new like mechanic that nobody even knew what the hell it was, and we're like, and then there's like people on the internet trying to figure out what it does, and I think the company is Chinese, the parent company of the creators, because I think a lot of their documentation isn't great sometimes, and I think this is one of those cases where like nobody really knows who they didn't at first, so there's a lot of confusion around this latest update. But anyways, so I've been playing that. I got when I left it off, I didn't actually beat the game last time, so my goal was to beat the game, which I did after.
Nice.
I think I had almost 50 hours, which is really bad because I think there's like world records for like sub 3 hour, but it was fun. Now I'm just kind of in the late stage of just like optimizing builds and like jumping around to different worlds and collecting resources and stuff, and it's satisfying. I don't know how much longer I'll play it though. Now that I've beaten it, I'm just sort of going through achievements now.
Hey, I like going for achievements.
Yeah, and it's crazy. All the achievements now I'm getting, it's like they're all because on Steam, if less than 10% of the gamers have gotten it that have the game, they're like gold or whatever. I think they do like platinum or whatever on Xbox, but same idea. So all the ones I get now are like the try hard achievements, but it's fun.
I hear you.
Too bad it's not an achievement race because I'd be destroying everyone.
Oh, in that game, I'm sure you would. Dave might compete, but that's about it.
Because I think I'm over 100 hours now in the game, and I only have like maybe 40% of the achievements.
Wait, didn't you say it was 50 hours?
Well, in this playthrough, it took me about 50 hours to beat it, and I've put in another 15 or 20, plus I had some hours from the first time I played. So I think I'm just over 100 now. But other than that, I don't think I've really played much else. What about you?
Well, we're going to need to get you on some games then. You're going to be on here for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Try some games out. See what you like. All right?
No, if you sponsor me.
Okay, I will. I actually haven't been playing a ton this week either. I played some of the finals and Fortnite with the gang, Cody.
The finals?
Yeah, it's
basketball?
No, it's a first-person shooter.
It sounds like a basketball game.
Squad-based, squad class-based game, and it's free to play, and it's really fun. And it's cross-play. Teams of 3, so you could get in on it. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe.
All right. Then besides... Oh, sorry.
Not really into PvP all that much.
What about if you're with us?
I'll just bring down the team, but I'll do it.
Oh, you know I don't care about that.
I know you care.
Besides that, been playing more Avatar for our achievement race, as you mentioned. I need to start focusing on the main story, especially with the achievement race, because I like exploring, but this game's so massive that I'm going to end up probably playing more than anybody and potentially
get the least amount of achievements.
Yeah, because I'm taking way too much time with it.
Did you say Cody, he was still at 0? Or did he actually get something?
He got 1 now, yeah.
1?
I have 9. Him, Dave, and Derek have 1, and then Bazooka has 0.
So for the uninitiated, what is it based off, the number of achievements or the gamer points associated?
The gamer score.
Gamer scores.
Yeah. I wasn't correcting. I was saying that's what it is. I'm at 180. They're all at 20. And Bazooka's at 0. And then... I think we talked about in here, but in case we didn't, we added something new this year. The winner, of course, gets the trophy.
And the pizza party?
Yeah, and the crown on their head. But the loser now has to write a 2-page essay on why they're such a loser and why they failed and why they're just such a terrible person. Or a 1-page essay on why the winner is so amazing and
See, I think it goes
successful.
that route. I'd rather build somebody up than tear myself down.
That's fair. And you asked about AI, letting AI do it. We have a man agreement, so you're a little bitch if you do it, that you have to do it yourself. And he said, yeah, but you could just do it.
Yeah.
So we have at minimum, you have to handwrite it. So even if you're copying AI,
you have to at
You still have
least
to do
write
that.
down.
But still, we had the main agreement that that's not allowed. You still can't use AI. It's just if somebody's a bitch and does it, they at least have to write it down. So that way, yeah. So that's our workarounds, and then it ends February 19th, I believe. Nope. Oh no, it does. I don't have my calendar. February 19th is the ending. So
it looks
they
like
better step up.
you've got a clear and concise victory on your hand.
Back to back. Keep the trophy held.
Yeah.
You been watching anything?
Yes. But let's go back to the achievement.
Oh, please.
I was going to ask you one more question.
Oh, okay.
What's your next game, do you know?
No, we don't decide that till the pizza party.
You should decide at the pizza party.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a fucking adventure
It's
trying to get that
pretty hard.
planned. Yeah.
Do you not let everybody leave till they decide? You like
no, we've decided after before,
Okay.
cause
see.
But I'm saying the adventure part is getting a pizza thing to happen in the first place.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
Last time was the first time we were all actually there the whole time together.
All right.
Yeah. What have you been watching?
Hockey.
Hockey?
Hockey.
Okay.
No, that was just that one day. Mainly just YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to look up the one guy's name. Was it Tuapri?
Yeah.
Yes, Tuapri. Breck, yeah. I love him, dude.
Yeah?
He's amazing. Yeah. Cody already knew about him. I sent it to him. So he's, for those who don't know, Tuapri, check him out. Very, very cool guy. He's just like, he's kind of turned into one of those First Amendment audit people who go around. I finally figured out the whole library thing was a First Amendment audit. But the genius behind it is if you watch any of those First Amendment audit people, well, yes, they're in the right by recording in a public place like a police station, library, on a street. They usually do it in like really douchey ways that are just like really confrontational. But he does it in a way that's just, it's so wacky and ridiculous that it's so fucking funny. Like his latest series have been fishing, I don't remember what it is, fishing something.
Don't know.
Fishing back, I don't know, some ridiculous thing. And he's just like on the street talking about fishing, like he's got his fishing pole with him, and then he'll set his camera up so he's like in front of like some random store with glass windows, and then they can see the people inside, and the people inside are like, what the hell is he doing? So they come out like, hey, what are you doing? And he just completely ignores them, just like acting like he's talking about his fishing. Like, yep, these are the eyes right here, and this line right here is the best stuff you can get. And really ridiculous accents, and then, they'll come out and just get really upset with him about, I do not give you consent to film me, and just going on, and he just ignores them, and then, so then they usually always call the cops. And what he's doing lately is he'll do a Freedom of Information Act request for the body cam footage and like 911 phone call. So he'll like play them like complain. Yeah, there's some lunatic out here with a fishing pole who won't leave. Okay, what's he doing? He's videoing me. And it's like 911. They're like, okay, send an officer right now. So then, okay. So they send cops out, and then the cops usually, most of the time they've been pretty cool. They're like, yeah, like what he's doing is allowed. Like he's in the public space, he can record. Well, I didn't give him permission. Well, that's not how life works. So, but anyway, so a lot of times the cops are pretty chill, but sometimes they get really aggressive and try and like, say like, I'm in charge here, and that's even funnier because usually he just ignores them, and it pisses him off to no end. Like one time he had like 6 cops around him, and this dude's just yelling at him, and he's pretending to give a fishing lesson to his friend in the street, and and the whole joke is he's like, why are you even here fishing? This go to the water. And what they don't realize is that he's fishing for Karens, and so anyways, long story short, check him out. He's so fucking funny. I think one of my favorite episodes is the one you showed me at the library because it's so good with Mansip and his father. His father, Mansip's father, is very strict.
Yeah, I don't know how he keeps a straight face.
I don't get it either, but he does such a good job. I wish he brought Mansib back more because I don't think he's been back. I don't know who Mansib is. I don't know if he's just like a viewer. I don't know any backstory, but so good, so good.
You're turning into him too. You're like, and the cops actually usually pretty chill.
Yeah.
That's the whole joke
chill,
in
dude.
the library.
Yeah. Oh, just chilling, chill.
Um,
And he does Beck yeah, and everybody's like Beck yeah, Beck yeah, Beck what? Beck yeah. Like, what does that mean? Beck yeah, like heck yeah, but Beck yeah. Beck yeah, Beck yeah. Oh, we're having a chill sesh. It's so good. I would honestly think I'd do a skit with him. I'd go.
oh
in.
yeah.
I think that'd be freaking hilarious. I couldn't do it because I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face.
You'd be laughing at him alone.
Yeah, I don't get who does it. I love him. I love his energy.
How does he get the right to film these people's faces? Because that is something you have to have, right? That's why.
Yeah, if you're in public, it doesn't matter who you are or whatever. You can film anything in public, even if it's like if you're standing in public and filming into like it's really awkward. But you can sit there and film people who are dining and if they're in view of the public, then it's fair game.
That's what I thought. But then every YouTuber always asks for permission and blurs people's faces out. So they just not know,
required. I mean, they could do it out of politeness, but in America, it's First Amendment right. So, yeah. It could be they're in different areas that, like, different countries have different laws around it, but
yeah.
Anywhere in public, you're fair game. The only exception is, like, private property.
Yeah.
Like, if you're at a mall or something, that's private property, but if you're walking down a little street and there's a shop with a glass window, you can stand there all day filming if you want. So it's weird, but you're allowed to do it. And I don't know, I think it's a good cause what he's doing. He's showing Karens that they don't own the world. I don't know, it's just so good. I love it.
Anything besides him?
Just other YouTube stuff. I since I was on last time, I started the show The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Were you into that one? What's so fun? I'm not saying it's a small show.
No, I'm not saying you are. I told you that's Cody's most hated show.
Oh, really?
I don't really. I would say I dislike it, but I don't never really watch it.
Yeah, I really hate it too. Which is funny because I started watching Young Sheldon on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. What? I know it's weird that the prequel, but it is good.
The mid-cool?
No, it's not a mid. If there was like the teenage Sheldon, then that'd be mid-cool, I think.
I just wanted to use it.
Segue. Flashback. But anyways, I've been watching that. Have you seen that one?
No, I knew it existed, but
it's pretty entertaining actually.
I got you.
And then I don't know where they found this kid, but he really holds the show up. It's quite impressive for how young he is. I got I was looking up the kid because I was like, he's probably pretty old now. So I was looking at just looking up information about him, and then I guess he has a YouTube channel where he reviews musicals, and it's quite cringy.
It sounds like it will be.
Yeah.
You said quite old by now. Isn't the show still going?
Yeah, it is. But he's like, I mean, in the show he's like, I think he starts at like maybe 9 or 10. But I think there's like 6 seasons. Yeah, 6 seasons.
Holy shit.
So he's already like probably 15, 16 maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm only on season 3, so I don't know how they handle the aging. They just like, I'm assuming they just age along with it. I don't know.
Maybe it turns into mid-cool then.
Maybe. I think they've approved like 2 more seasons, I think. Something like that. So, watching that, and then New Amsterdam, which, I don't know. I just watch it to watch it. I don't really. It's like a doctor show thing.
See, I know the name, but I never watched it.
I guess it just got. I didn't realize it's been canceled, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish it.
I gotcha.
And then I feel like I watched a really good movie lately. Oh, I remember. It was a documentary on Netflix. Shit, what was it called? Like American Nightmare, I think.
Oh, the one about the girl, guy's
That-
girlfriend.
Yeah, they got kidnapped, and
Yeah,
then
I haven't seen it.
she
but
got
you tried
back,
out.
and then everybody's like, "You're just pretending to be Gone Girl."
Yeah,
So good.
better than Gone Girl, because Gone Girl's not good.
I've never seen it, so it has to be.
I gotcha.
Highly recommend it though.
Okay.
I think you should do a watch party with it,
A watch party?
or your TV show thing that you
Yeah, it
watch.
just seems like a weird one to do a party for.
It's so riveting. I've never heard anything about this case before.
Oh, I didn't until it happened.
I
just looked
know.
it up.
I think it was a West Coast thing is why, but very fascinating. It's almost like if there wasn't so much evidence and proof, like you swear it's like this is fake.
That's what I was gonna say. I know. I figured out about it because everybody's outraged and said how the cops were
Being
neglectful.
pieces of
and,
shit.
Yeah, but I was like, that sounds like something that a crazy person would do, and I get
Yeah.
why you would not believe that.
And obviously we have the benefit of hindsight looking back,
Yeah.
but like everything that she said and like all the evidence and everything that was like presented, like it makes cops look really bad. Like they clearly were not doing the cops any justice or any favors. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know all the details, but it seems like they fucked this one up pretty bad. But highly recommend it.
Okay.
You should watch it.
Well, I have to wait for a party now, right?
You could just watch it.
Okay.
It's I think better than anything
Uh-oh.
you'd not want to watch twice. So you'd definitely be okay with watching it twice. But the problem with doing the watch party is you'd have to watch the whole thing in one shot because it's like the suspense. I think I
Well, it's
binged
probably
it
only like
in
an
2
hour
days.
and a half, right?
No. I think each episode is at least 45 minutes. And there's
Episodes,
7
for
of them.
fucking-
What?
It's just a wild time we live in.
What do you mean?
A 7-part documentary about this is kind of wild.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's only 3 parts. I lied.
Even parts is just weird.
And really, they could have made it into one long thing, but I think
Yeah.
people's attention spans are too short.
Make 'em
They
into
couldn't sit
TikToks.
through just 102-minute videos. Yeah, it's 3 45-minute episodes. So definitely doable in one night.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. It is very good. I think what happened was I started it. I would have finished it one day, but I think I started it like late one night on a work night, and I was like, God damn it, I want to finish the rest, but I was like, I knew if I continued it, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cut it here. It's only gonna get better. Put it down, and it was so good. Like I think the first one is like, it starts out with his perspective, the boyfriend's perspective, and then it goes to her perspective, and then the third part is like, I think, mostly from the perspective of like the police, and then like the one, I don't want to spoil anything, even though we know what happens,
Uh-huh.
but we'll just watch it.
Okay.
Top 10 for sure.
Anything else?
I watched an interesting YouTube video
Okay.
that was I didn't know who it was, so I had to look it up for the show, and then I forgot where I wrote it down. I Prevail, the band I Prevail. I don't know if you know them. They're a heavy
I know the
metal group.
name. Oh, I feel like I probably heard from Bazooka then. 'Cause I know
Okay.
the name.
But anyways, I was just on YouTube, and then this video popped up. It says POV, the show where everything went wrong, and then it's like a clickbait thumbnail of like him behind. It's the drummer from that band, and he did a body or a GoPro like of him like getting ready for the show, and then going to the venue over in like Singapore or something, Thailand, I don't know, somewhere over in Asia. And anyways, the video is, or the thumbnails of him at the drum set with a broken drumstick and a little arrow pointing to the crowd saying they rioted. And I was like, well, this is definitely clickbait, but let's check it out. It got me. And it wasn't clickbait. They rioted. So they were during the show, you could see like the security kept pulling people out of the crowd. I guess they oversold the venue, and they kept pulling people out of the crowd because they were like suffocating because they're getting crushed.
Yeah.
So they're pulling them out, putting them on stretchers, and like running them out. So like the band realized this, so like they cut their show short a little bit, and
Pussies.
then we're like trying, like usually they're like hyping people up, but they're like trying to be chill death, I guess.
Just say call yourself heavy metal and
Yeah.
pussies.
So anyway, so then he goes out to watch the show because they're the opening act, and then I forget who the show was. It's some big band. I forget who it was. They were their turn with, but anyways, they go to do their show, and they get like 2 or 3 songs in, and then their sound cuts out, and then they walk off stage, and then after a while, the venue people come out like, "Hey guys, we gotta shut it down. It's not safe anymore." So then, of course, like people start losing their shit, and they storm the stage, and they start trashing the place, and they essentially riot. So it is quite the show. So, anyways, I checked his Drum Beats Online, his YouTube channel, and is interesting. He seemed like a pretty chill dude.
You've watched too much of the other YouTuber now. Everything's chill.
Chill, bruh.
How long is this video?
24 minutes.
I gotcha.
I could just go through all my YouTube watch, but we'd be here for hours. So
Nothing else you want to talk about in particular, though?
I don't think so. I haven't really seen any movies lately.
Well, hey, there's always things we forgot about from the week before.
No books. I don't do books now.
After I talk about what I've watched.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm joking. Anything else? Nothing else you want to talk about, though? As far as
No.
watching?
I think people are tired of listening to me talk, so it's your turn.
I think so. I didn't watch a whole lot this week either. I did go to the theater to see a movie called ISS. Not very good. It's a space movie. I doubt you'll see it, right?
Probably not. Who's in it? Anyone I know?
No, I didn't know any of them. I don't think this is really a spoiler. I mean,
give you
kind of is.
just look up the plot or the
summary.
Movie, summaries.
Yeah, you can do it if you want.
All right. Tensions flare in the near future aboard the International Space Station when a worldwide conflict breaks out on Earth. I think I saw a trailer for this. Soon, the U.S. and Russian astronauts, each receiving orders from the ground, take control of the station by any means necessary. That's
what I was going to say, and that happens. I feel like it's kind of key to the movie, but when it happens in the movie, it's like supposed to be a big twist. So it's funny they just tell you
they put it in the synopsis.
Which is obviously a ridiculous theory, but that is a cool idea for a movie.
Yeah.
Because then they're trapped in space together.
Yeah, and they have to decide whether they want to try and kill each other or ignore the people on the ground and just make it alive. But
I'm gonna spoil part 2 if you really
Spoilers. Skip ahead past. To this point in the video.
Yeah, that's right.
Put the time right here.
Non-spoilers. This movie fucking sucks. What's even more of a bummer because like I said it is a cool idea.
Is it the acting or writing?
The acting was not very good. The writing was terrible. There's one dude in particular that's fucking horrendous actor. And it was just kind of bland and not great, but then it got laughable by the end. And real bad. And then this is where the big time spoilers come in if you want to skip. Mm-hmm. It ends up being one Russian and one American. They get in a drop pod and start going back to Earth together. And
what happened to the others? They died?
Yeah, they all die in some way.
Like they kill each other, or like they die from like.
Mostly kill each other.
That's weird.
And then
so the teacher's like, "Well, actually, we'll ride back together. I'm sure it'll be fine."
Yeah, and then they say, "What's gonna be like when we get back?" That's what we figure out, and it cuts to black. Like that could have been the most interesting part. Then going back to Earth, see what Earth looked like, and seeing how people react if they just fucking kill them immediately, or if that kind of brought people back together because they're like, "Wow, these people." Yeah. We're in space and could stay together, and we couldn't on the same planet. But
like what happens if Russia wins, and then do they kill the American?
Who knows? I guess we'll see, they say.
Is it part 2, you think?
No.
You
I
think it's good enough to get part 2?
I think it was artistic and also to save money because they didn't have to show Earth and show anything else. Because it was definitely, well, I assume very small budget. Like I said, I didn't recognize any of them. I think it was intentional. It was very small space they were stuck in. What was that?
Cowperthwaite.
That's her name. That's the director's name.
Oh.
Cowperthwaite. Gabriella Cowperthwaite. What a name.
Besides that, from home, been watching sports as normal.
Mm-hmm.
We finished our weekly show, Severance. Fucking awesome show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. And this week we'll start season 2 of Halo, which I can't wait. And then besides
There's
that,
already second season?
there's going to be, this Thursday.
Is it episodic or released all together?
Episodic.
Your favorite.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because then you can't have people binge watch and spoil it in one day. And it gives you something excited about like it used to be. Besides that, the only thing we watched was more of the TED show. Have you watched any TED yet?
TED show.
Yeah, like the movie TED. But
There's a show now?
yeah, it's on Peacock. The cock, as the kids call it.
I don't think
And
they do.
They do.
They call it the P.
No, they call it the cock.
The P.
And
The big P.
the cock.
Some would say.
AI is going to be so confused with all the cocks.
And the P's.
But
Big P.
the show is excellent. If you haven't watched it, you should. I think the first episode was still the funniest, but that's because that's not just the other episodes. The first episode is so damn good. And
The one where they killed children?
no, I'm talking about TED.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, I thought we were talking about Halo.
no, we
We
literally
skipped
just
past
talking about
Halo?
TED.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm on a delay.
it's a great show that you should watch. Everybody has awful Boston accents, which
You
makes the show
love
funnier.
Boston accents.
I don't know who the dad is in this movie because it's a prequel.
Who's your daddy?
Ted is looks like Ted, but
Mhm.
Mark Wahlberg's character is played by somebody else because he's much younger.
He's a
And,
kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the dad in the show, I don't know who he is, but he's hilarious. The mom does a good job. The show's very Family Guy, but also a
Mhm.
mixture of Ted, which is not surprising. But
Is
she's
it
pretty much just Lois.
Is it still pretty profane?
Oh, that's what I was
Okay.
worried about. But
Yeah.
they don't hold back. The only weird part is the girl that's in the show is not his sister, but his cousin. But she lives with them. Seems super out of place. And I think it was their way of trying to be more modern because it's in the 80s, and she's so progressive and preachy, and also doesn't have a Boston accent at all. She just talks normal, and everybody else has hardcore Boston accents. But
They're trying to be PC in the 80s.
yeah, and I'm sure there was people like that, but I don't think it was normal, and I don't think it was this overblown.
Yeah.
And I already thought it from the beginning, but this last episode that we watched, I think episode 5, I think there are 7 of them. I won't ruin it, but it was the most glaring one yet with that. It was pretty bad. I think Cody said he watched the first one and loved it. I think Cody would have tuned out this one. I think he'd be like, yeah, this show's not good.
Yeah.
But, and it
So it's
annoyed
recent?
me. Yeah, it's
Still coming out.
no, it all came out
Yeah.
once, but I think it came out like a month ago. So yeah, super
Okay.
recent.
Never heard anything about it, so I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's
I
on
think
the
you'll
P?
like it. It's on the cock.
All right.
That's all I've been watching. You said you haven't been reading or listening to any books. The only one I have was Bone in the Throat, the book I talked about last week, so you remember.
Bone
I
in the
finished-
throat.
Yeah, it's Anthony Bourdain's first book,
Ah.
and it's a fiction book. It's like a mafia-style book.
I didn't know he wrote any fiction.
Me either, until I played it, and I was like, this is weird to not have him narrate it.
Oh, he's not even narrating it?
No, which
Huh.
I was like, that's fucking weird. I want to hear your voice when you talk about
Yeah.
yourself. And then if you ever heard his regular book or read it, there's crazy stuff that happens because he works in New York. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I was just kind of not paying full attention like I do with books, or if this was the most obvious spot it happened. I was listening. I was like, this is wild, but he has wild stories in his real life. And I didn't know it was fiction until it got to the part where he said the person pulled out a pistol and shot him in the back of the head 3 times. I was like, wait, this can't be real. And then that's when I figured out it was fiction. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. But
Did he die?
yeah,
They killed the main character?
no, it's just a person.
Oh.
But it was interesting.
Huh.
Now I'll see.
You recommend it?
Yeah, I think it'd actually make for a better movie.
What do you
But-
roof it?
7?
That's pretty high.
Yeah. It's good.
Bone in the throat.
Yep.
I'll check it out.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about? 'Cause that brings us to the end of the show.
That's the end.
That's the end.
It's the end of
That's
the show.
over
as
2-hour
we know
episode
it.
right there, buddy.
No, it's
See, that's
not.
how fast it happens.
No
It is.
way.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to anybody who stayed this long. I'd like to give a shout out to Renee. Hey, Renee.
She never watches these.
She doesn't.
No.
Oh, she'll watch it because
Shout
I'm in it.
All right.
I bet you on it. Renee, if you got to this part, and Cody, don't say anything. You probably didn't watch this part either, but don't say anything if you did. Hit me up, Renee.
Well, Cody said he's definitely going to watch it, so he'll probably tell her to watch it and be like,
Yeah.
tell him.
But Renee, don't do it if you got told to watch it. Deal. Also, hi Danielle.
Trev Dog watch it every week.
Shout out to Trevor
James does too.
and James. I think that's everybody, right?
Buckeye, because he's probably suing Danielle when
Buckeye.
she's watching. Shout out to Buckeye.
Shout out to Buckeye, that senile old dog
You don't mean
that
that.
that wants to kill me
You
for
don't
some
mean
reason. That's all I got. I think
That's all you got?
I'll hit it up next week if I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, we got a topic just for that because I do the same thing.
All right.
All right. Nothing else?
Do we clap?
Yeah, as always, you can email any
Uh.
questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And
I was looking at some new stands.
yeah.
The reason I'll save it because I'll save it for feedback
Okay.
about Cody's nonsense. I'm playing the guitar. Thanks, Ryan. Chunch.